Hey y'all, this is SipNPlay, and I'm here with Miss Mayhem Melodie.
Hey y'all.
We're about to get into these video games, get into these questions, so make sure you guys check it out.
You know I love a good game.
So I'm here with Miss Mayhem Melodie.
Hey y'all.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So what do you do for people who don't know?
So, first and foremost, my latest endeavor has been I opened the content creator studio in the South Bronx, very affordable rates. Check it out. So now I'm a small business owner.
Yes.
But
Love that for you.
I have been a dominatrix for the past couple years. It's been a while, since 2015.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I have a while to do. Like.
So what made you want to start getting into it? Shit.
So, growing up, I was around a lot of strippers and women of the life. And one day they were talking about it. They were talking about how there's women that get paid to abuse men. And they go to these places downtown, whatever. So then when I was 18, I was looking for jobs on Craigslist. And I decided to look up dominatrix work. I had set up my first interview, but I was too nervous to go for it. Like, I had social anxiety. So before I do anything, it takes me like...
Yeah.
You know? So then...
You gotta know for sure. Yeah.
I found the first dungeon that I worked for. When I was 21, I finally did set up the interview. Because when I was 18, they weren't even hiring 18-year-olds at the time, so...
Oh, you had to be 21, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, when I turned 21, I was like, fuck it. I was still curious about it. I was working for the Board of Ed, and I was just bored. Like, I felt like my life needed excitement. So then, I fully went for it. I went to the interview. I started, my schedule, and I started to get to know what the dungeon life in New York City was like. And
what was your first reaction seeing it? Going to your first dungeon. Take us story time.
All right. So my first reaction is gonna be a really boring response. I was surprised how mean these bitches were. I was like,
towards you?
Yeah, like in general, like if you were a new girl, they'll kind of haze you, but like in a psychological way.
Oh, okay.
So they'll be mean to you. Like they'll do weird shit. Like you'll be sitting there and they'll act like you completely don't exist. You'll talk to them and they'll like completely ignore you. They'll like they will purposely not train you. Like they'll do mad like little spiteful shit. And it's like,
how they expect you to learn though?
Yeah, so I ended up leaving that dungeon, and then when I went to my following dungeon, because I was like, alright, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, y'all, like, this shit is whack. I'm not making no money here, and like, these bitches are mean, and I don't see no reason to continue doing this shit. So then I went to the next dungeon. The next dungeon I went to really had like old school girls that like started putting me on to shit. Like that's where I started to learn everything.
Real bitches.
Yeah, like they was actually much cooler there. Like don't get me wrong, I had my ups and downs at the first dungeon too. Like I made friendships there. Like there was some cool girls, but the second dungeon I went to was when I started having like my real experiences. I really started getting sessions, and that's where I learned everything, like piercings, electro play, fisting, like all this crazy shit. I started learning it there, and I'm like, oh wow, this like gets crazy, and I really loved it because it's like theatric, but it's so morbid, and that's what I love about it.
You feel like empowered.
Yeah, in a way. It's weird because I don't think empowering is the word that I feel when I think about it. It's almost like I transform. Like I'm not even myself anymore. Like
also, it's like a whole different personality.
Like I channel my dark energy through that. So it's like it could be. Sometimes it doesn't feel empowering, but it was like a necessary thing to learn something. Like you know something what I mean,
exciting,
right?
Yeah. So you said piercing, fisting.
I've done it all. I fuck men in the pee hole with the sounds.
Well, how was that the first time you did that?
Then I got trained at my first dungeon.
Oh, how did she train you for that? How do you train for something like that? Cause
so she had the guy there, and I was still a new girl. She was like, "You want to come into my session? He's doing sounding, and I think it'll be good for you to learn that because there is a technique, so you don't hurt somebody if they ask for it in the future."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, let's do it." So she was like, all right. So we sitting there, like we on the couch. He was this big, fat, white guy. Like the stereotype that you imagine walks into a dungeon. Little penis too. So she's like holding his thing, and she's like, all right, so you like lube it up first, and you start with like the smaller ones.
What did you use?
It's like these metal rods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they look like almost like skewers, but they're like rounded off at the end.
Okay.
So it's not like it's gonna stab you if you know what you're doing. Obviously, this is not for people that don't know what they're doing. Don't go
Not
trying this
newbies,
with your
yeah.
man on some curious shit.
Yeah.
So then she's like, you hold it, and you slowly insert it. And the thing with these rods is they're a little bit heavy, so they weigh down. So you have to control it on your end, because if not, it will slip all the way down, especially with lube and the weight it has. So you hold it, and from the outside, you can feel it. So once you feel it, like touch, like right there, like before the balls, you just stop it there, and that's when you start like playing with it.
And
more.
you would love it.
Yeah. And that way you won't puncture the bladder or anything, but like
safety first, always.
Always, and sterilize those things. Get the right equipment. Like, you don't want to get yourself hurt.
And what made you want to open up your own studio?
I just feel like it was my time. Like, I've been doing a lot, not just in domination. Like, domination opened, like, it's kind of done.
Yeah.
Domination kind of opened my mind up to the multimedia world, because through domination I did my first photo shoot. Like, all right, at the second dungeon I was working for, there was this manager. I forgot where she was from. She was like Ukrainian or some shit. I don't know. She was mean as fuck, but I loved her. Still kind of love her, but she was
tough
just
love.
abusive.
Oh, no, damn.
Like, she was mad verbally abusive, and I don't like that shit from nobody. So one day she walks in, like I print, like in that dungeon, the clients would look at these books of pictures of us, and then they would choose whichever girl they like based on the pictures they saw in the book. So I was still new. I didn't have a lot of money or anything, and I just took some pictures on my phone. I went to like a Kinko's or one of those spots, and I like printed some pictures out, and I printed it out on regular paper. Like, no love to it, just stapled them together, handed it to her, wrote Mayhem on it. No, I wasn't even Mayhem then. I was just Melodie. Mayhem came later. So she comes into the, because in the dungeon it's like the opposite to the strip club. So we chill in the dressing room, and then when the clients come, we leave the dressing room, and then we go into the theme rooms. So she comes into the dressing room and she goes, Melodie, what fuck is this? And I'm looking at her like, in my head I'm like, who is she talking to like that? She starts cursing me out. She's like, you have a fat ass. You could be making bank. None of these bitches here got a fat ass, basically, right? But she has this thick ass Eastern European accent. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. There's this other girl there. She's like, you get your book, show her. And this girl shows me her book, and it's all cute or whatever. She has these professional photos, and I'm like, so I gathered up some money. This other girl that used to work, that she didn't work there, but she would like take pictures of the girls, and she would rent from them and stuff. She was like, yo, I do photo shoots for the low, 3 outfits. And I was like, word? Took the opportunity, and then she showed me like how to pose. Like, she really put me on. So then, which, thank you for that, forever. Like, I will always appreciate that. It opened the doors to so many things. My manager was like, you know, she was like, oh, now you look good. These are professional pictures, whatever. I started seeing more clients.
They seen all that ass.
Yeah, like I started getting all the smothering guys. I still have all the smothering guys. You guys, I do other shit than smothering. I like to tie people up. I like to
They see the
them.
ass and they just want to smother.
I have all these skills for no reason now.
What happened? Oh.
Let's do it. I could stick a rod in your urethra. I do catheters. I do it all. Except like nothing too crazy.
Are you single or are you dating?
I'm very single.
Okay. So what are 3 red flags when you're dating that you'd be like, nah?
Oh, number 1, if he doesn't have a plan. Because I feel like if you're trying to court me, why you don't have a plan? Like, why should I pay you any attention if you can't even take me out to a simple dinner, museum? There's so many things, especially in New York, that we can do. Like, come on. So yeah, that's number 1. Number two, I don't like people who get angry like very easily, or people who do like little petty things, or for just like, not everything needs a reaction.
Yeah.
And I need someone that knows when to stand down. Like, so that, and how they overall interact with me, like the interest they show in me. I don't like people who don't let me speak and who try to make me feel like the things that I do have knowledge about, I don't have knowledge about. That upsets me. I don't know what that behavior is called, but I observe it a lot of people, and I really don't like that behavior.
Yeah. So how's dating in New York for you? You know how New York.
Girl, my phone is dry. I could literally go out with a guy tomorrow, hand him my phone, and he's just gonna be weirded out because of the shit my client sent me. That's about as much action as getting my phone. Like, I literally don't talk to anyone. And I think a lot of it has to do with what I do for a living. It's stigmatized.
Yeah.
They oftentimes think it's more than what it is, and it's not. Like, I could really make a living without having to have anyone fuck me and be just fine. You know?
Exactly. I used to be
Girl,
so
that is
afraid.
me.
I have my love spell.
I was mad right now because I didn't bring my body spray. My shit's is the Bath and Body Works.
Oh, okay. I like those too. So, what kind of movies do you like to watch?
I love comedy.
Comedy?
Yeah.
What's your favorite comedy movie?
That's hard. Don't make me choose it like that.
Well, what's something that you like? So your future husband watching, he'll know what kind of movie to throw on for you.
Just be well behaved.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. Be nice, be emotionally intelligent.
I like horror movies.
You know what movie's popping up in my head right now? But it's not like my favorite, but it just keeps popping up. Me, Myself, and Irene.
I love that movie.
I love that movie. It's so fucking funny. I think I saw it on a flight once, and I was like, Jim Carrey, man. That's why
I fucking love that movie. That movie's hilarious. I love Jim Carrey.
But as for favorite, I feel like How High is one of those movies that at every stage of my life I have watched it and enjoyed it equally. I think I could be 70 and watch that movie and still be like...
Yeah. That movie's good. You watch horror movies?
I'm not a big horror fan because it doesn't really scare me that much.
Yeah.
But you know what I have been into on YouTube? They have like these short horror films.
You gotta send me some.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you. They're kind of funny, but they're kind of creepy too. Like, it's good. You should watch it.
I seen that they had an A24 movie called Talk to Me. They keep saying it was like the scariest movie ever, but it wasn't. I think.
What's the most disturbing movie you've ever seen?
Probably Human Centipede.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch a Serbian film?
I think so. What's it called?
Serbian
It's
film.
called Serbian film?
Yeah.
I actually heard of it, but I've never seen it.
If you've seen that, you would have remembered.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I watched The Human Centipede, and like that movie was weird. It
Yeah,
was like someone with a very strange fetish created that. First of all, there's no way around it. Whoever created that gets turned on by that shit and pays the dominatrix top dollar to shit in his mouth. I promise you. Yo, do you believe in aliens?
Yes. Do you?
I do too.
When the government announced it, I was like, nobody cares because we already knew. It was like they made no noise. Like, I was like, bro, I was watching this shit on YouTube. I'm like, bro, the government is admitting aliens are real.
But I remember when I was 9 watching UFO Files, like 2003. Yeah. Over 20 years ago. It's fucking crazy. Over 20 years ago, I already knew there was aliens.
You should watch Nope, the movie. It's about, yeah. It's like an alien kind of. Jordan Peele. That's his name, right? Jordan Peele, yeah.
Have you seen Paul? With Seth Rogen? Where they meet the little alien?
I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's
I gotta
so
watch
funny.
It.
I love it. He's like nice, and he's like, everyone where I'm from, we're all bisexuals. We figured it out. Like, homophobia is a myth. Like, it was mad funny. Like, and this alien, he's mad cool. He was little and cute.
Was it like gray?
Yeah, he had like the big head and like a little belly.
Aww.
I loved him. I was like, I would hug him.
I'll watch it. Paul. Okay.
Yeah, Paul was great.
I'll watch it.
I feel like that's how I imagine the alien that wants to fuck with me is gonna be like.
Did you ever date a girl before?
No, I've never dated anyone.
What's your favorite weed you like to smoke? Like weed strain?
I have a few, but as of lately, it was apple fritters. But now
Well, I
I
had
think
that
I like
before.
that pee-pee stuff. I hate that it's called pee-pee.
PP.
But yeah.
I like Uptown Haze. I like Sour, and I like Dosey Dose.
You ever had Alien OG?
Yeah, I had that before. That one is good too. Some OGs give me a headache. Like I can't have OG Kush. That shit always gives me a headache. I don't know why.
One time I broke up with my buddy man over some Alien OG.
Damn.
Cause he took like 4 hours to show up. By the time he called me, talk about he was outside, I was like, I'm gone. I told you to forget that shit. I'm through with you.
They be so unprofessional. Like what the fuck? I don't have one either. Like now I just go to the dispensary.
Yeah, it's easier now with the stores.
Cause I'm like, yo, when he never had weed, I'm just like, what the fuck am I texting you for then? So I'm like, I saw dispensaries. I'm like, nah, I'm going there.
Yeah, that should be mad disappointing. Like I feel like I don't let a lot of people into my life. So if you're my bud, man, like I expect you to be consistent.
Exactly.
Alright, that's all. You got one job. I hand you the money, you hand me the bud. That's it. Show up when you say you're gonna show up. He had like 4 hours telling me he's 20 minutes away.
Nah.
I was in my house just waiting, and I had to go out, so I'm just waiting in my
for
bed
the
like a
wake up.
dickhead. And now I'm
dressed.
tired, and I need to smoke. I ended up going to my cousin's house or some shit. Like I didn't even.
That's some bullshit. Be more professional. Drug dealers.
Facts.
Alright, y'all. So we about to play some video games. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Make sure I'm gonna put
Getting me
her.
mad smacked and talking my shit.
We about to. I'm gonna put her Instagram, her Twitter, her what's it called again? Your room. Not room, your studio.
Oh, my studio's called Mayhem Studios.
Mayhem Studios, yes. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It's the weed, my bad. I forgot.
And I never mentioned it earlier. I don't know why I didn't mention it. But yeah, it's called Mayhem Studios.
I'll put Mayhem Studios. Make sure you guys book her, follow her. Bye.
Bye.